Hello there. I thought today we should talk about loudspeakers and how you can make your loudspeakers perform as well as they possibly can. Loudspeakers are all about vibration, of course. They vibrate to produce the sound, but they vibrate in all the other directions at the same time. For every action, there's a reaction. And these unwanted vibrations can affect the performance of the speaker. And unwanted vibrations from the external environment can do that as well, from the floor or from the shelf that they're standing on. Ideally, what you need to do is isolate your loudspeaker from all of these unwanted vibrations. And the best way to do that is with some IsoAcoustics speaker isolation. IsoAcoustics has a 3-strong range of speaker isolation stands called Aperta, which they tell me is Italian for open. Now, you can't make a bad speaker sound good just by putting it on a brilliant speaker isolation stand, but what you can do is make the speaker that you very carefully selected sound absolutely as good as it possibly can. So the first of these isolation stands is simply called Aperta. And it is small, as you can see. There are 2 in here, but it is perfectly formed. I'm going to get this open. We're going to have a good look around one of these isolation stands and find out exactly what makes them ideal for putting your speakers on. And here we are. These are available in black or in sort of silver aluminium colour. And as you can see, they look simultaneously really quite decorative and interesting and really very purposeful. This is the smallest of the Aperta range. You can see it's about 150 by 190 mil, which is ideal for your bookshelf, stand mounting, desktop loudspeaker. And in each corner, there's a great deal of damping material, kind of rubberized stuff. And you can see from the amount of articulation there, you can just imagine how capable that is of absorbing vibrations, both coming from outside into the stand and from the speaker into the stand. We take this apart, and it's not all that easy because these are extremely thoroughly engineered. But once they are apart, you can see that at the front here, there are some adjustable legs so that you're able to get both sides to the same height. And that means that once you've dialed in the amount of elevation that you want, when you put your speaker isolation stand back together, you can see that it's possible to get anything up to about 6 degrees of elevation here, so that if these are sitting a bit beneath your seated position when you're having a listen, you can aim them at your ears rather than at your knees. Equally, if you have them on a desk and they're on a shelf above you and you've got your mixing console here or your computer or whatever, turn them around and then your speakers are flown in towards the position you're listening from. And really, this is not a difficult process. What we have here is an IsoAcoustics Aperta isolation stand, and what we have here is a KEF LS50 wireless, extremely well-regarded loudspeaker that sells like hotcakes. Now, if you listen to it when it's parked on a desk like this, you're not going to hear all the money that you spent on this speaker. But if you follow these careful instructions, pick up your speaker and then put it down again, what you'll find is the LS50W has all of the bass frequency control and punch, all of the epic soundstage, all of the spatial quality, all of the focus and precision of which it's capable, and all of that will come about because you put this on that. So as you can see, they're absolutely ideal for your smaller monitor, a bookshelf, stand mounting sort of loudspeaker. But what happens, what do you do if you've a larger monitor, a larger stand mounter, or, you know, heaven forbid, a floor standing loudspeaker? Well, what you need then is Aperta 200. So, as you can see from the size of the box, Aperta 200 is very similar to Aperta, but, you know, more so. Available in black or silver, just like Aperta. I think we have a black pair in here, but, you know, I've been wrong before. No, they are black, so that's good news. And as you can see, these are bigger in every respect, and as a consequence, they can handle bigger loudspeakers. They're still beautifully made. They're still quite elegant and functional at the same time. The industrial design of these is most pleasing. And as you can see, at 200mm by about 250mm, these are big enough and sturdy enough to accept much bigger studio monitors without raising it way higher than it needs to be. You still have this incredible isolation at every point, in every corner, at the bottom, between the two parts of the frame, and at the top. There's so much give there that they will absorb any vibrations from the floor, any vibration from the loudspeaker cabinet, and they will offer your loudspeaker every chance of sounding its best. The benefits of putting a speaker on here have to be sonic, right? It's all well and good putting a speaker on here. It looks a treat. This is an elegant arrangement. But the benefits have to be sonic, and sure enough, if you put a loudspeaker on an isolation stand like this, you'll find your speaker has the best chance of keeping bass tight and controlled, of having a spatial presentation that's way beyond what it would have without being on this stand. You will find tighter stereo focus, you'll find more precision, more accuracy, greater fidelity. You can't make a bad speaker sound good just by plonking it on here. But you didn't buy a bad speaker, did you? You carefully chose your speaker. All you've got to do now is put it on one of these and you'll hear exactly what it's capable of. And of course, IsoAcoustics has had a good think about your wider home entertainment situation, not just stereo music. Obviously, with a pair of Aperta, you could get a pair of rear speakers on there quite nicely. With the Aperta 200, some front speakers, floor standers even. And then, with Aperta 300, IsoAcoustics has developed a stand specifically for a center channel. So your home cinema system can be beautifully positioned, elegantly situated, and the sound will be as well realized as it possibly can be. Now, if you're not sure which stand is ideal for your particular speaker, if you go onto IsoAcoustics' website, there's a calculator on there that will tell you precisely which stand works best for your particular speaker. And you can also find out about IsoAcoustics' wider product range, and we'll talk about that another time. Of course, the temptation with hi-fi and home cinema when you want to upgrade is to chuck money at it, but in all honesty, you can make a massive upgrade to the sound that you're enjoying simply by putting your existing speakers on a pair of Aperta isolation stands.